Welcome to the Hampton by Hilton at Hamilton, Ontario in Canada. So, what does £86 or 168 Canadian dollars get you? Well, this hotel was just outside the main city centre of Hamilton. It was about a 20-minute bus journey from the McMaster University, where I was dropped off by Flixbus when I came down from Toronto. Overall, for £86, I was pretty impressed with this place for one night. There was this nice, big, lovely room. Now, I am used to Hampton by Hiltons. I've had a few stays with them in the UK, but this is my first time trying one in North America as well as abroad in general. I had plenty of charging ports, USB and obviously plug-in ones, plus the funky alarm clock and phone they had there, which provided services. And obviously, this was the view: skyscrapers and buildings. Not unsurprising for a major town or city in America or Canada. And as you can see, we got a lovely seat there that I actually did enjoy relaxing on with some coffee. So as you can see, this is North America, so coffee machines and coffees are provided. When I obviously stayed in the UK ones, they obviously provide a kettle and tea bags. You don't get that at these ones. Lovely little welcome drink, which I was expecting. Kirkland water and cashew nuts, which I was actually quite pleased with. I know they've probably come from a Costa bulk buy value. And you can see we got a ice bucket and a microwave, but we'll swing back to those a little later. And a little mini fridge, which is empty. However, I did actually use that for my water while I was there. I only had one night in this place, and it was actually quite a good location for downtown Hamilton and getting on some of the local bus services. But we'll get back to that in a few more minutes in more detail. As you can see here, we got a closet with plenty of space for your wardrobe, as well as the ironing board and iron, which could come in very handy if you're on a longer stay. And through the funky artwork, we're into the bathroom. Plenty of towels provided. We got some body lotion and hand soap, as well as this lovely toilet, some spare toilet roll should you need it. This mysterious door that was locked and pretty much led to nowhere, which I was pleased about because this was actually in the bathroom. And of course, we had a nice modern shower, which actually was really lovely when I tried it. And obviously, we got some matching smellies there: shampoo, shower gel, and conditioner. And moving swiftly on after the bathroom, I was in room 213. Now, overall, this Hampton was pretty on par with what I'd experienced in the UK. A few minor differences coming up, but again, it's just like little regional differences because you can't really put a UK, theme or attitude into Canada. It just doesn't always work for these big chains. There's about 12 floors, plus a couple of extra ones where, you've got the restaurant for breakfast, you've got meeting rooms, plus you've got some other facilities on the ground floor with the reception and the parking below. I don't know how much the parking was because obviously I wasn't using a car on this trip. Christmas decks were already up because this was mid to late November. And just next to the reception where I was checked in and given my lovely welcoming snacks, we have obviously this station where you can get yourself some complimentary teas and coffees and apples. Nice little mixture: decaf, dark, light, and hot water for teas. And then obviously you got this little tuck shop area if you want to buy some extras. Prices didn't seem too bad. Again, obviously Canadian dollars is the currency you see there, and then obviously converted to British money, it didn't seem too bad when I looked at it compared to what I've experienced in the UK. But they had a bit of everything, including pot noodles, crisps, various soft drinks, and some ready meals that you could take upstairs to your room and use in that microwave. Now, I did do some laundry on this trip because this was at a point where I did need to sort out some of the stuff I'd been wearing. And of course, down in the same area, you've got this lovely swimming pool, plus a gym. I didn't use either. Wish I'd brought my swimming trunks, but I was limited to bag space. But nonetheless, it seemed like a nice little area. And now for the breakfast. Big selection. Main difference compared to the UK ones is that you get sausage patties, no bacon, and instead of eggs, you kind of get this weird omelette thing. But I use it to my advantage to make up a little breakfast spread. As you can see, there's an area for toast, muffins, and bagels, so I decided to have like a little bagel sandwich that I put together with some coffee, orange juice, had a bit of fruit and yogurt, and some Fruit Loops, because Fruit Loops aren't big in the UK, so I kind of thought, I'll enjoy the novelty of that. As you can see, we had a couple of waffles and oatmeal, aka porridge, which were also on offer. And of course, the main event as to why I went to Hamilton, the Canadian Warplane Heritage Centre. Now, I'm pleased to announce that there is a direct bus that runs about 15 minutes away walking from the hotel, and it leads you straight to the airport, straight to the museum, so it is really good in terms of transport connectivity as well if you are visiting Hamilton. Overall, very impressed with this hotel for the price I paid and what I experienced. I'm going to give it a rather modest 11 out of 15. Very good location.